This is Sunrise on News Radio 880 KCMX.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Sunrise Show. Craig Thorne again is your host, and glad to welcome in Dr. John Sanker, and with Sanker International. And Dr. Sanker, it's great to have you on the show.
Well, thank you very much, Craig. It's great to be here.
Absolutely. And you have put together this Hydrot PT5. Sanker International, home of the Hydrot PT5. The website is hydrotsii.com. There's also a Facebook page as well. You can look up Sanker-International. And Dr. Sanker, tell us what this Hydrot is, because we talked about it before, about healthy blood, strong blood. I mean, if you think about that being moving between all of the organs, it is absolute essence. So tell us about what this machine does.
Well, basically, the foundation of it is being able to regulate the blood locally. You have ailments that are localized, and the body is unable to move the blood through that area, so it gets infestation, inflammation, and pain. So being able to regulate the blood at the local area is key to immediate healing. This unit provides, through a single pad, non-invasively, it goes through all 5 modalities, goes hot, neutral, cold, compression, continuous directional massage at the rhythm of the heartbeat, well designed and engineered to mimic the heartbeat at a local area.
Interesting.
And by placing the pad over the area, of course, totally non-invasive, it manipulates the central nervous system to respond. And as the central nervous system responds, it regulates the blood in the local area that could be measured through a blood Doppler, and we see an increase of approximately 15% more blood flow.
15%,
Right.
Okay.
Regulated in the area. There is a difference between conventional saturating of the area with blood. Once the blood is reached there, it's used. So it has to be regulated. The heartbeat was not considered in the equation for regulating the blood. This is the only process that does that. And we see incredible result in most every ailment that we put it on.
Interesting that this would really mimic the heat pad and ice, right, as far as injury, athletic injury, things like that, reduce the swelling. But this is a non-invasive pad that would do that, and it's all calculated. Like you said, it's pretty amazing. One of the things that you mentioned right out of the chute is amputations.
Mm-hmm.
Amputations are, how many throughout the world that are going on? And you mentioned a basic cost of amputations, about $50,000.
Yes.
How many around the world are we facing with this?
Well, I haven't calculated that, but in the U.S. itself, you're having 500 amputation on an average daily, which is about $20 million spent on amputation. The process that we present can address at least 60 to 80% of that.
Okay, so all of a sudden, anyone that's facing amputation, they would have a 60 to 80% chance of success with saving the limb with this machine.
No, I'm saying 60 to 80% of the 500.
Okay.
This can address.
Daily,
yes. And
results, end results, we don't know what would happen.
Well, quite frankly, it's almost 100%.
Wow.
Because of the fact that we are dealing with the cause. The quality of the blood is addressed. We teach them how to up the quality of the blood through the process of the psychology of digestion. That blood is become pure, the resistance is amazing, and you're then able to regulate it at the local area. So the ailment is unable to survive.
And you were talking about a gangrene. This machine, this Hydrot PT5 that you invented, it loves gangrene, as in it solves gangrene, right?
Well, I never quite thought of it that way, Craig, but it's an amazing way to do it, yes. The particular situation I'm looking at is this young lady was to be amputated 3 inches below the knee. The bottom of her feet was rotting away. You can look up.
So diabetic.
She was a diabetic, and this is where the start of letting you know your blood is incorrect. So therefore, what treatment is being applied today is sustaining the diabetes. what I do is stop it. And if you can get the blood to be pure, diabetes cannot exist. Therefore, that's where I started. And you can stop it in all the generations to come. And therefore, when we did this here, we stopped the blood from being weak and impure. Insulin was subsided. She was up walking in 3 days. And
oh my gosh.
On the third month, of course, she was out riding a bike with the bottom of her feet almost totally grown back.
That's amazing. That's amazing. We have Dr. John Sanker in with us this morning. We're going to continue after this break, but he's talking about the Sanker International, and you can get to his website, the Hydrot, SII.com, or you can find him on Facebook, Sanker-International, and this machine is just fascinating. We're going to cover more of that when we come back. Just really, especially when you talk about obesity and diabetes is one of the number 1 and 2 afflictions our country is facing. And yet, we've got this machine, and the inventor is in our studio right now, Dr. John Sanker. John, thank you so much. We'll be right back. More on the Sunrise Show. We return. This is really something else. And, of course, they're available for sale, and they're also available for lease or renting, right? So we want to talk about that a little bit as well. The Hydrot PT5. I want to ask you about this, the PTA when we come back as well, the Physical Therapy Automated, the PTA. So, all right, more in the Sunrise Show. We return, taking a quick little break. We'll be back. You can always find us on Facebook, Sunrise on KCMX, or on the web, kcmxam.com, and we'll make sure and post our interview at a later date on our YouTube page as well. All those links are on our website, kcmxam.com. We'll be back after this quick break. The Bloomberg Market Update is up next, followed by ABC News, and then we'll return with Dr. John Sanker in the studio.
So get up. Top of the morning to ya.
Now, back to Sunrise on News Radio 880 KCMX.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. 33 minutes after the hour. Glad you're with us here on the Sunrise Show. You don't want to miss this. This is our second part of our interview with Dr. John Sanker, and he's the CEO and president of Sanker International, Sanker, and you can get to his website, Hydrot, SII.com, HYDROT, SII.com, and it's home of the Hydrot PT5. Right, Dr. Sanker?
That would be it.
That's it. And we'll post it on our Facebook page as well, as far as the link and getting that moving. This is really an amazing piece of equipment, is that it has a pad, non-obtrusive, and you were saying that at the local level, the blood flow and copying the heartbeat, if you would, is not there, because the heart in our chest, extremities not there. So you take this pad, and it now creates cold and hot and movement and that pulsing to reinvigorate the limb. Is that right?
Close, yes.
Okay.
You got a good understanding of it.
Okay. So this is amazing how you fight gangrene and can avoid many of the amputations along with everything else. You had an issue with yourself. You had hurt your back. You were on your back. You had surgeries. There wasn't anything they could really do for you. And you created this machine, and here you are sitting, how many years later?
Wow, that's about 35 years ago.
My goodness.
Actually, the automobile accident left me pretty crippled, and I lost everything, family, business, home, and of course insurances was just pointing fingers as to pay while I lost it all.
Yeah.
However, it came back and it actually prevented the surgery. I was up for surgery and drugs, and when I looked at the others that had taken that route, they were just couch potatoes, and I was not willing to do that. I was a pretty good athlete, which I am now, as though I never had the injury, because this process is the only capability that is available to regulate blood through the spine. And by doing so, I have no problems with the herniation whatsoever. I play any sports quite vigorously.
Wow, that's amazing.
Volleyball, football, baseball. I even golf. I still like to golf.
Wow, that's
Anyway.
really amazing. Well, so obviously they contact you for this, right, for these machines. And you mentioned even something even better than this is that Medicaid, Medicare recognizes this machine.
Yes, they have paid on it. Actually, the first one that we addressed was Blue Cross Blue Shields of California, and they sent it to an independent association to look it over, and they came back and said, yes, it is acceptable. And so therefore, after we've been, checking this out, we also opened a clinic in Keene, Texas, which was a beta clinic to just see how it would all work.
Right.
And there we address neuropathy, shingles, the gangrene, the polio. We have done polio, which the guy was, on hospice to die. And he was out walking half an hour a day, and he said he only stopped now because he's tired.
Yeah. So you don't have a clinic that people can come see you to have this, because you're not a medical doctor.
Well, thank God I am not, because I don't do drugs.
That's right.
Okay. We really deal with the problem instead of the symptoms. Yes, we are. And actually, tomorrow morning, we are having a ribbon cutting in Grants Pass.
Oh, my gosh.
And that is 109 Northwest C Street, next to the courthouse. So if you want to find it, look for the courthouse, and we're right next to it. And we're opening our doors. We are actually giving treatments there as well. So we want everyone to have the privilege of even the treatment, sales, lease, or purchase the unit. And we're doing everything we can to be able to help the ones that are in need there.
Exactly. We're talking with Dr. John Sanker. He's the CEO and president of Sanker International, and his Facebook page is Sanker-International. And of course, the address, 109 Northwest C Street in Grants Pass, and there's a ribbon cutting tomorrow. This is fascinating to see. This is kind of the tip of the iceberg. I love the fact that Medicaid and Medicare have recognized this machine, because so many times an alternative modality doesn't get the thumbs up from the insurance companies. So this is really great.
You know what I'd appreciate too is it's really not an alternative. This replaces the protocol in conventional medicine today. The
Right.
whole idea of conventional medicine is the advance of science. This is the most purest science that you can actually apply. And in that 500 amputations are being done daily, and you can prevent 60 to 80%, it's obvious that the protocol needs to be changed.
Exactly, especially when you think about, to buy this machine outright, and it wouldn't take, just a few short lessons, right? It's a
The intelligence is built right in it. And when I thought about this machine, I felt it needed to be everything behind just flipping a switch and getting your service. And that's exactly what this does. If you got a bad back, you put it on the bed, you lay down it and flip a switch, and you got all the therapy in the world that no one else can even touch.
That's amazing. And you've sold these machines. They are for sale and rather expensive. But when you consider the alternative of a $50,000 amputation, this is not, and then to have your leg or your arm back, I would definitely consider this.
It's a fraction of the cost.
Yeah.
And we've had people that have suffered with these ailments for years, 15, 20 years, like neuropathy, and come there, and in several cases, we get rid of the neuropathy within an hour.
Yeah. Doctor, what else in our last minute or so, what other things does this solve?
Sports medicine, it's big. Jerry Rice, the big unit, Randy Johnson, they have used this, and it has kept them into their season to finish it out. So in the healing process, it minimizes the scar tissue and increased mobility. You can't beat it. Everything between a child to an invalid and any ailment that you have, healing requires blood flow, and the purity of it makes it doubly fast and more durable.
Well, it's fascinating. We're just getting started. I knew we'd run out of time, but ladies and gentlemen, Dr. John Sanker with Sanker International, and his ribbon cutting tomorrow in Grants Pass, 109 Northwest C Street. And is there a phone number?
909-583-3499. That is 909-583-3499. It is a California number, but since it's been used with the company, we are having to use it here as well.
Exactly right. I love that. Well, fantastic. John, thanks so much for being in this morning. This is a fascinating machine. I encourage everyone to check that out. And the website, Hydrot, SII.com. We'll put that on our Facebook page as well. Dr. Sanker, thanks so much for coming in this morning.
Craig, it's been a pleasure. I might like to do this some more. It was fun.
Great, great. We'll be back after this right here on the Sunrise Show. More to come.